Hello to you all. Once again, it's MacreMedia from MacreMedia, a full media production company focusing on video production, animation, and web design. On to episode number 4 in our series, Modern Principle, where we discuss principles used in the stories of how leading companies in our society became who they are today. We do this in order to see how these principles can be applied to our smaller enterprises. Very honored that you took the time to watch this thus far, so let's get right into it. Modern principle number 4. God's business model. Produce, reproduce, distribute, and subdue equals dominion. A principle pulled from the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 28 in the Holy Bible. We'll discuss how this verse serves a much more diverse purpose than the religious one many think it attends to. The second incarnation of the company Viacom, which is still known today as Viacom, founded by billionaire Summer Redstone, is a television, film, and digital media conglomerate that focuses on bringing to the masses a variety of entertainment content in the forms of comedy, music, celebrity news, sexuality discussion, and children's entertainment. Through the many channels they own, such as BET, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, and many others, they have been able to show their ability in continually producing quality entertainment in the areas they've chosen to focus in. They have also been able to place their channels on virtually every cable television provider nationally. Lastly, in March of this year, in an attempt to increase and diversify their market share, they were able to acquire the internet-based TV platform Pluto TV for $340 million, which had early investments from the likes of Nas and Universal Music Group. So why describe Viacom in such a way? In the focus area of Genesis chapter 1 verse 28, God tells the humans he just formed what to do with themselves in these 4 statements. 1. Be fruitful. 2. Multiply. 3. Fill the earth. And 4. Subdue it. Many people attribute these statements to populating the earth with more humans, but it has much value in other applications. Starting with the first statement, being fruitful simply means being productive. With the resources you have, what are you able to produce? Many would argue that the purpose of producing anything is to fill a void somewhere. The second statement brings this question to our minds. How are we going to be able to reproduce? This doesn't only include the reproduction of the original product, but also the reproduction of the original idea. The third statement lets us know that once you figure out how the reproduction stage will function, it's time to discuss distribution. How will you increase the reach that you want your product to have? Lastly, the fourth statement that, in my personal belief, many misunderstand and miss is making sure that your product is not only spread as far as possible, but also attempting to bring the product to the top of the market. This has been vividly shown in today's age by a company buying out another company in order to increase their share in the market. Not only has Viacom reaped success by applying these statements in the previous description, but we see many other companies like Amazon, Walt Disney, Pfizer, and others applying the same principles and seeing the same result: dominance. So now it's time to ask ourselves, what idea can I produce? How can I reproduce this idea? How can I distribute this idea? How can I bring the market that my idea falls under into my control? Each step will require a lot of effort and dedication. But hey, it seems like this is what God created us for. I'm MacreMedia, and this is Modern Principle. If you see the value in Modern Principle, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this video. This definitely encourages us to continue sharing the principles that can ultimately be the reason for the success of many others.